been planned for you to make you people aware about the new style of examination. There are a lot of apprehensions. So we want to allay all those anxieties. More people are still. So I'll request you to wait for another 3-4 minutes because our registered numbers are about 930. So we will wait for this another maybe 3 or 4 minutes and then we will start. Okay. So please wait patiently. Okay, so very good evening to all of you once again. I'm Dr. Pavrin Tal. I'm the Executive Director of the National Board. And on behalf of the board, I welcome you to this third and final webinar on making you aware about the new pattern of examination. So I hope you can see me and hear me. Just want few people to just say you can see me and hear me so that they, just say it on the chat box. Yes. Excellent. So you can see and hear as well, yeah? I have to?
Yes, sir.
So welcome once again on behalf of the board. This is an attempt to make you familiar, to allay your anxieties, to make you relax. You see, this is an initiative by the National Board to make it a student-friendly examination. And we are going, to lot of extent to making it very, very easy for you. About 95% of the candidates are sitting or taking their exam in the same state, so that you do not have any restrictions. Only very, very few handful of candidates will have to go from one place to another place, just because there is either single candidate and the logistics do not permit us to hold the exam for one candidate. It cannot happen. So you will need to move there. But barring that, majority of you are going to be accommodated in the same state as far as possible. And in the next few slides, I will make you aware about the way in which we are conducting this exam. We will show you. I want to share a PPT with you, and in the PowerPoint, you will be able to see the way we will just discuss every bit of our exam. So if you are able to once again confirm, we have crossed 900 attendees. We were expecting about 935. So we are beyond 900. So that's a good number to go. So if you are all able to hear me and see me, then I'm going to start sharing the PowerPoint with you, which we have made for this purpose. And welcome once again. And so this new exam is basically candidate friendly. It is very safe. It is uniform for all of you. And we are to make sure that you have ease of travel. You will, we have increased the number of centers, and therefore we have decreased the number of candidates per center. And we are trying to give you the preferred city, preferred zone. We are trying to keep you in the same state as far as possible. So the revised pattern of the exam for this particular year is in this format. The first component is the OSCE, which has 25 stations of 8 marks each of 5 minutes duration, and there is total 800 total marks are 200. Now every OSCE question may not be 5 minutes. It will be up to a maximum of 5 minutes. Some OSCE could be less than 5 minutes also, but whatever is the time, it will be shown on the slide very clearly, so that there is no confusion, and it will run for that much of time. And then after the OSCE will be discussed in detail now in the subsequent slides. The second component is the Viva Voce, which is happening at the center where you will be going. And there will be 4 examiners there, real examiners, where you will be having a Viva for 5 minutes with each examiner. So that will generate 40 marks for you. And then there is a clinical case examination component, which has got 2 cases, and this is for 30 marks each. And this will be examined by a pair of examiners. And the passing criteria is that you need to separately pass the OSCE component and separately pass the clinical case examination component, and the total then will be the total score that you get. So what are the general instructions? You must report at the examination center in the morning by about 8 o'clock as far as possible. Wear your apron. Instructions are very clearly mentioned on the admit card. Carry your relevant examination kit with you, which is like a stethoscope or a hammer, measuring tape, or a torch, whatever otoscope or ophthalmoscope is required. Now today in the webinar, we have departments, candidates from cardiology, obstetrics and gynae, ophthalmology, orthopedics, and surgical gastroenterology. So, and the examination schedule has already been shared with you. I hope you have seen it on the website. These 4 examinations are going to come way later. Cardiology is on 27th August. Obstetrics and gynae is on the 23rd of July. That is going to come in the week after this one. Ophthalmology is on the 4th of August. Orthopedics is on the 18th of August. And surgical gastroenterology is on the 14th of August, which is a Friday. So it is very clear that when you are coming to the examination hall, you will, exercise all the precautions like wearing the mask, maintain social distancing norms. There is no need to carry your logbook or thesis or laptop. Please do not bring it with you. They are not being evaluated at any component of the examination. Refreshments in the form of light breakfast in the morning, some tea and coffee after the OSCE, before the Viva Voce starts, a lunch at the end of the Viva Voce and before the clinical examination, and then some tea and coffee at the end of the day will be provided at the exam center, so you don't have to worry about anything at all. We just want you to safely travel from your place, reach the exam center on time, and start your examination. So this is the proposed exam time schedule. You must reach latest by 8:30, where an attendance will be taken and you will be given answer sheets for the OSCE exam. Now there are going to be 25 stations. So 25 answer sheets will be given to you. Each answer sheet is for one station. So at the top of the answer sheet, you are required to write your roll number. You have to write the station number, and then you have to sign it out. And below your signature, there is going to be signature of the invigilator. So please make sure that the invigilator has signed your answer sheet. The virtual OSCE will be run from the National Board Examination Command Center here in Delhi. And it will be telecast like this, similarly like this to you from the national headquarters here in Delhi. And you don't have to move anywhere. You will only be required to sit in a hall and become, normally in an OSCE, you move from one station to another station, and like that you go around. Here, you are not moving, you are stationary, seated in the hall, and the screen in front of you is going to show you the OSCE question, and you are going to answer it on your answer sheet, and the station is moving in front of you, whereas you are stationary. So after the OSCE is over, then you have a Viva Voce from 12 to 1:30, lunch break from 1:30 to 2 p.m., and then you've got clinical case examination from 2 to 5 p.m. So this is the sample admit card that we have now uploaded. Every one of you will get an admit card like this. This is going to show the, when we have created this COVID-19 e-pass, which will allow you to, show it to the administration or any police authority. Wherever there is a checking why you are moving for that particular day, you will be, given permission to pass that particular restriction. So this is the admit card for your sample. Also detailed instructions are given to you. Your mobile phones and all will be taken away and they will be kept aside for the duration of the day. So let us discuss one by one. First component is the OSCE. You will all be seated in the hall with the social distancing. As I had told you, 25 answer sheets will be distributed to each candidate. You will fill up the form. I will show you the answer sheet, and we will be sharing the screen from the command center here so that the OSCE moves in front of you like a PowerPoint presentation. And your invigilators, the local examiners will all be there in the hall. And it is important that you fill up this particular answer sheet carefully. So this is a sample answer sheet. This is how it will be looking. You will have your roll number on top, station number, and then you will put your candidate signature and then the signature of the invigilator. And in the empty space will be the questions that you will be answering. There could be 4 questions to a OSCE, there could be 8 questions or more. Whatever questions are there, you will have to write in this empty space on the front only. Nothing has to be written on the back of the answer sheet, because these answer sheets are going to be scanned and they are going to be sent to the national board immediately at the end of the OSCE exam. So once the OSCE has started, once the answer sheets are given to you in the morning when the attendance is marked, you should fill up all the 25 sheets ready. So put your roll number in all the seats, put the candidate signature in all the sheets, and number the stations from 1 to 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, up to last sheet will be station number 25. So put all the stations in that particular sequence. Make sure that the invigilator has signed the sheet, and that is how your answer sheet will be ready. Now, in between the OSCE, we would not like to, there would be, in between the stations, you are not going to be writing anything on that answer sheet, because this answer sheet is going to be taken away. So once the OSCE has started and you have finished the first OSCE, you would have filled it up, you would keep it aside, and you would have started the station number 2. Once the station number 2 is going on, the person from the invigilation team is going to come and pick up the station number 1 and take it away. So whatever station has gone by, whatever OSCE station has moved back, it cannot come back again. So neither the station comes back nor the answer sheet is there with you to make any amendments or any corrections, or if you remember something, you cannot make any change to that at that point of time. So because sometimes staring on the screen can be a bit of a stressful thing, we will give you a rest of about 4 to 5 minutes after every 7 stations. So roughly after the first 7 stations, there is going to be a first rest of 5 minutes. Next 7 stations, another rest of 5 minutes. Another 7 stations, another rest of 5 minutes. And then lastly, there will be 4 more stations and your 25 OSCE stations will be completed. Now, whatever is the exact time for the particular OSCE will be displayed. Suppose there are 2 slides for one OSCE. The first slide will have the time on it, as well as the question on it, as well as the question, the stem of the question which needs to be answered. For example, whatever is there, suppose there is a picture, identify the picture, what is the likely diagnosis. Everything will be there on one slide. That slide could be one part of 2 or 3 slides for one OSCE station. So the slide will move and it will say 1A, 1B, 1C, and then at the end of 1C, the first station is over, and then it will move on to the second station. So filled answer sheets are going to be kept separately by you on the side, and they will be collected after every station is getting started. Once the second, third, fourth station as it starts, the previous station examination sheet is going to be taken away by the invigilator. So assessment of the answer sheets are going to be done at the national board here. They are not going to be examined at the various exam centers. So they will all be uniformly matched to the keys which are present for that particular OSCE, and then they will be marked here. So this is the example. This is not an OSCE for you. This is just an example to show you. You can see there is a time on the top. So the time and clock has started for 2.5 minutes. This is the situation of a patient, and this is a video of an ultrasound being shown. You have to identify, for example, what is the ultrasound finding, what is the immediate step. This is just an example. Do not take it as a question. This is just to show you how an OSCE will run. So as you can easily see, when there is an alphabet in front of a number 1A, that means something more is also coming. So then that means 1B will come, another particular scenario or same scenario with added information, and question number 3 and 4. And now the station is over for next 2.5 minutes. Here again the clock would have started, and like that your one station will be over, and then you will start your second station. Once you start your second station, you would keep the first station answer sheet on the side, and you will start answering the second station. The invigilators will come and they will pick up your first station, and the first station will be gone. This is exactly how the OSCE runs. Once you get into the OSCE, you come out of the OSCE, you cannot go back inside. So same formula is going to be used in the current examination as well. So similarly, this is another case of a person. This is just examples. You don't need to remember them. They are being used here to show as an example for you. Another half part of an examination, half part of a station. What is this? What is happening? There is a picture, and you can see this is not a multiple choice question. It needs for your analysis based on your experience of your subject. What is the abnormality that is being seen or being asked? So similarly, another station is showing another situation, a clinical situation and a scenario. So there could be various situations that will be taken through. There could be related to anatomy, related to physiology, related to pathology, related to ward round situations, related to clinical case scenario, which is relevant to your specialty. So that is the way the OSCE is going to be. And after the OSCE is over, you will have a break for about 5-10 minutes to have some tea, coffee, go to the washroom, and then the Viva Voce will start. The Viva will be held by 4 examiners separately, 1 examiner for every station, and each Viva will be of 5 minutes duration. Each Viva marking will be 10 marks per Viva, and there is the topics for your subjects are already going to be told to you. So for orthopedics, for example, the topics are orthopedic radiology, bones and instruments, orthotics and prosthetics, and gross pathology specimens and recent advances. So that is the way the orthopedic Vivas will be done. For obstetrics and gynae, the 4 topics are dummy and pelvis, radiology and intrapartum monitoring, including partograph and cardiotocograph, gynecological and obstetric specimens, and contraceptives, drugs and instruments used. So those are the 4 topics in gynae. And then for cardiology, one Viva will be on coronary artery disease, 1 Viva will be on congenital heart disease, 1 Viva will be on arrhythmias and pacemaker devices, and 1 Viva will be on recent advances and landmark trials in cardiology. For GI surgery, 1 Viva is on upper GI, 1 Viva is on lower GI, 1 Viva is on liver, and 1 is on the pancreaticobiliary. So that is about the GI tract. For ophthalmology, which is the last, 1 Viva is for anterior segment, 1 Viva is for the posterior segment. So everything related to anterior segment, here's the detail. Anterior segment, including one for the posterior segment. Third one will be for oculoplasty, strabismus, neuro-ophthalmology and pediatric ophthalmology. and the last Viva will be for optics, appliances, community ophthalmology, recent advances and research methodology. So we will come back again to the first one, orthopedics, orthopedic radiology, bones and instruments, orthotics and prosthetics, and gross pathology and recent advances. Obstetrics and gynae will be dummy and pelvis, radiology and intrapartum monitoring, including partograph and cardiotocograph, gynecological and obstetric specimens, and contraceptives, drugs and instruments. For cardiology, CAD, CHD, arrhythmias and pacemakers, and recent advances and trials. For GI, upper GI, lower GI, liver and pancreaticobiliary, and for ophthalmology, anterior segment, which includes cornea, cataract and glaucoma, posterior segment, which includes retina, uvea and medical ophthalmology, oculoplasty, including strabismus, neuro-ophthalmology and pediatric ophthalmology, and lastly, optics, appliances, community ophthalmology, recent advances and research methodology. So those will be your 4 Vivas. They will be marked. Now, the important thing is that once you are going into the 4 of you will from all the candidates, 4 candidates will go into the Viva area. They all will finish the 4 Vivas together, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 20 minutes, the whole Viva will be over for all 4 of you. You will go to another area and the next 4 candidates will come into the Viva area. They will move at 4 places like that. So the people who have done the Viva and the people who have not done the Viva, we will not allow them to meet together so that the same questions can be asked and uniformity of the examination can be maintained. So that is very important for you. Now, the clinical examination will be in the post-lunch session, that is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It will consist of 2 cases. The first case is going to be a virtual case. Virtual case means it is going to be on the laptop or desktop. There are no real patients in any examination in the whole of this examination. So be very clear about it. You don't have to worry that any COVID patient you are going to examine or anything like that. There is no patient. It's all going to be a Viva with either a virtual case. So this is your first virtual case. This virtual case will be sent from the national board to the examination center and it will be played on the laptop or desktop. This will have maybe 6, 8 or 10 slides for one case. And 2 examiners will be there to talk to you for 15 minutes duration. Marks are 30 marks and both examiners are going to independently mark you. They will not discuss and come to a consensus. So both markings are going to be separate. So the second case is a case where you are required to demonstrate the clinical skills, and this will be done on a mannequin or a dummy or a human volunteer like a doctor, medico, or one of the colleagues of the host examination system, where you are required to demonstrate some skills. For example, for orthopedics, which I can understand, demonstrate a knee jerk or an ankle jerk, or show a test for a meniscus, or stability of the knee joint, examination of the ankle, how you are going to palpate a particular pulse, or abdominal examination for surgical gastroenterology. Whatever skills that the examiners feel they would like to let them to be convinced that you know, or like you to be shown, will be the ones which will be evaluated during this component of the examination. Once again, there will be a pair of examiners and there will be marking you separately. It is again for 30 marks and it is for 15 minutes in all. So as a case, as a special case for this particular OSCE exam, in view of the COVID-19 situation, we have completely done away with the use of the real patients, and so we want to make it very safe for you. You see, the whole examination is designed so that we can see you successful at the other side after the exam. And we would like to all be eligible to take the NEET super specialty examination, which is already announced for the 15th of September. So you need to become eligible to appear for the NEET SS, and to become eligible, you need to pass your DNB. So once again, we will ensure that out of the entire set of waiting patients, waiting candidates, two candidates will come, do both cases in half an hour, leave the area, then the next two people will come and leave the area, like that. So we would request, because this will be, two candidates will be finished in half an hour, up to 12 candidates can be done in 3 hours. So we would ask you, those candidates who have to travel far away or have to leave the examination hall at the earliest, they should request the local examiner, the local coordinator, to take your, include you early in the first beginning. So in the 2 o'clock schedule or 2:30 schedule, initially, though out of the 2 or 4 people, those people should be accommodated who have to travel anywhere, so that you can start your return journey by 3:30 same day. You are done with your exam. So that is how it has been designed. So a model scenario, it's like an example. This may be a case scenario which can be given to you, that a child comes and he's breathing very fast, he's 1 week, found to have a murmur. So what are the relevant questions? What history you will take? What are the important antenatal histories? So now mother is saying this, because there is no history, so the history has to be given. So mother is saying, this is the answer, this is how it is, this is the finding. So then these are the questions which the examiner may ask you. So this is just an example how a Viva can actually proceed. What are the various features? Like that they will develop. So there could be multiple slides that can be used in this virtual case scenario, and findings will be given to you. Discussion will happen on history, discussion will happen on examination, discussion will happen on investigations, discussion will happen on treatment, management, like that. So this is just an example to show you how a case scenario could be given. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. The whole idea which we want to tell you is about making this exam as easy, as comfortable for all of you, as safe for all of you. And we are reached 935. That's amazing number. So very good attendance. I'm very glad that most of you are here, and we want to see you all successful. This is an examination which has been designed to make you very easy for you to pass and come on the other side with flying colors. You have all gone through a very hard time in the past 3 months doing the COVID rotation duties. All of us are very, very appreciative about all that. And believe you me, all of us would like to see you successful. However, an examination has to be done. Examination has to happen to make you qualified. So we have to do that much, so that we, ensure that an examination, practical examination indeed happened, and that you have gone through it with the flying colors, and all areas that were required to be, asked, have been asked. So, we have mentioned the topics to you separately. I think we can mail it to them. The Viva topics can be mailed to them. We will mail the Viva topics to all the concerned branches. So please mail it to the ENT. ENT is already told. ENT is very simple: ear, nose, throat, recent advances. I remember ENT. And general surgery is also very simple. It was surgical pathology, surgical radiology, X-rays, operative and instruments, and recent advances. Yeah, so it was very easy. And respiratory medicine, have they arrived with their? Yes. They're informed or not? we'll inform. So we'll inform all the candidates about the topics for Vivas. So from the national board, we will be conducting the OSCE centrally. So that is being released from here simultaneously. Then virtual case has been sent from here to all the centers, and the clinical examination skills will be ascertained and done by the local 4 examiners. Now the 4 examiners are real examiners. Like you are real, they are also real. Yeah, so if there is any concern or question, we will be able to take them. We are going through your questions. So yeah, we can close the upper list. Yes. So yeah, is there answer sheet? No, there is no answer sheet required for the cases. There is nothing to be written for Viva as well as for clinical examination. It is only, it is all that is required is Viva, talking. That's all. Nothing is to be written. And admit cards, as soon as the candidates are being allotted, you know, the center has to come on the admit card. So unless the center is confirmed, we cannot give you the admit card. So you will get it. You see, there is a whole schedule. I will share the schedule with you. Please wait. For those who have joined a bit later, so you can see this is the whole schedule. So it's a very hectic job for us. Please see how we are, you know, it's very, very hard to conduct an examination on a nationwide scale, running from one place. It is a humongous task. I think it will be the largest effort ever in the world history to conduct a centralized examination like this. But we have taken up the challenge. We need the help and support of each one of you. And you can see, so the admit cards will keep coming in as the dates evolve. As of now, admit cards have been issued up to, we have issued admit cards up to obstetrics and gynae. So obstetrics and gynae candidates are here today in the webinar. So you will all have the ability to download your admit card and you will have that COVID e-pass on it. So that's important. So you are all aware about this. I will stop this screen sharing. There was some question asked about virtual something. What was it?
Viva will be virtual or
no, virtual. Vivas are real across the table. So when you Viva is there, you will come inside. You will sit on the other side. 2 examiners are sitting here. They will show you the case. I mean, Vivas are across the table. There is no case there. They will show you on the topics. So they are real Vivas. If you are virtual, they are also virtual. Unfortunately, you are not virtual. You are reaching the center. So they are also reaching there. So they are real. The patients are not there. So patients are completely out for the sake of COVID and everything. We are trying to make it very safe for you. Will the cases be separate? No, the virtual case is going to be the same case pan-India. Same case sent to all centers. All candidates will get the same virtual case all over the country. So we will be sending suggested questions, suggested answers, but it is up to the examiners to, you know, modify them from, you know, with using their experience. But that case is sent from here. No logbook is required. No thesis is required. You don't need any of those things. Specific topics in ophthalmology, Viva. No, we can't give you topics. I can only tell you the broad heading. It is anterior compartment, posterior compartment, strabismus, or what was it? The third part, and I can't remember now. We will read it out to you. Okay. And skill demonstration in Viva 2. No, there is no skill demonstration in Viva. Viva is Viva. Viva Voste. It is not a skill. Skill is to be done on the skill station. So Drugs in ophthalmology is which station? How does it matter to you? You got to prepare anywhere. No, it is in the Viva. Drugs may be asked during the Viva. Yes, if there are 1A, 1B, 1C, they will all be on the same answer sheet. One answer sheet for one station. It is only the slides which are there. So you know what you do? You will say station 1, 1 out of 2. And 2 out of 3,
Yes.
1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. So they will know this is the first of the third. Okay? Just write it down in numbering.
Yes.
Okay. Exam center, what do we guide you? Exam centers are being announced. They are already being announced as we are getting the confirmation. We are increasing the exam centers. It is becoming very, very, very challenging. But we will still do it all for you. All for making it easier for you. Anesthesia Viva topics. We have told yesterday they will be mailed to you. We will be mailing to all of you. Don't worry about it. I mean, it is not Viva topics. These are the 4 Vivas, 4 areas. The main area which 4 people are going to ask separately. PPE is not required. Why do you want? You know, no patient contact, social distancing. Please wear your mask like this. Better still, use the whatever mask you can get, which can be kind of N95 type of mask. So you to be exercising universal precautions. Nicely close it up. Peeled hands. You will be given nitrile gloves for skill examination, and you will be using gel for hand washing liberally. That's all. So, just standard universal precautions. You see, this disease has just shown us that it goes through this route, so we should not touch our mouth and nose, and we should use just protection so that someone is coughing or some droplets are there on the way, they should not enter your mouth, and your hands are clean, washed, you are not touching any patients. We are keeping social distancing norms, so don't have to worry. Relax. This is the easiest we could make for you. MSMD candidates who are already MSMD pass and are wanting to take the DNB exam as a second examination, they will be examined later in the later part of the year. We wanted to reduce the number of candidates because we want to give it to those candidates who must have the degree to appear for the NEET super specialty examination. I don't think there is any need for any separate travel pass unless there is some requirement. If there is a requirement, you apply for it. That is, I don't think within the state, I don't think there is a requirement for any pass or anything like that. MSMD candidates, which will depend later on. If the COVID is continuing, we may do it in the same manner. If the conditions improve, we may do in the conventional examination. In the Viva wo say, everything is going to be real. If there is a tray, that tray will be given. If you have to touch something, you can wear your gloves and touch it. There is no problem. Throw away the glove. No questions asked about thesis. There is no thesis evaluation. There are no marks for thesis. There are no marks for logbooks. Why do you need to arrive 7 days prior? Just give the exam and go away. Don't try for accommodation. You don't need to do any COVID testing. Well, it is best to bring your own mask. We have told the hospitals to arrange a mask, but we are not sure what kind of mask they give you. So it is best to carry your own mask. If they give you, that's another one. Pick it up as well. और क्या? Delhi airport has no quarantine. There is no quarantine at Delhi airport. Well, the number of centers in any state will depend on the number of candidates, my dear friend. So if we have enough candidates, we will make that center. But if it is not there, better take a flight or and come to Delhi. That's the best way to do. Delhi is the best place to have examination from where the flights are coming. There is no quarantine. It is free for all. No dates for the post MDMS candidates. No, there are no dates. Let us get out of this first phase, which is such a challenging phase. Yeah, one sheet per OSCE. So you will have 25 sheets given to you, 25 answer sheets. Whatever you are required for examination in your specialty, you will need. You cannot depend on my commitment here. Whatever you require to show your skills, you need to carry. I am 100% sure that you are not going to be asked to operate. So just whatever you require to examine a patient, that is part of your examination. Now, if you suppose you are coming, get a carpenter at home, and he comes without a hammer and without a saw, then how does he work? So you need to come with your basic armamentarium, whatever is required. So if you absent your examination after committing, that means after the admit card has been issued to you, for this particular chance, this particular year, we are not counting it as an attempt. So let me show that to you. Wait for a moment. I will just go back and show you. Let us show the. आज का आ गया नहीं. So. The first thing that I want to show you is this particular notice which we have released today itself, that in the revised OSCE based examination, there is no requirement of a real patient. So you should be relaxed about it. And the second part of it is and then for this particular time only, we have a rule, otherwise 4.1 clause and 5.1, that if you absent from the practical examination, then it is counted as an attempt. But for this particular examination, in view of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have announced that if you have a sudden unforeseen circumstance that prevents you from attending the examination, even after accepting to be a part of it, even after the admit card having been issued to you, it will not be taken as an attempt. It will not be counted as an attempt. So I hope you people are happy about it. Please do not write on the back side of the answer sheet because only the front side is going to be checked. Yeah, as far as possible, we are going to accommodate you in the same city. So I can tell you about 60% of the candidates are being examined in the same city. 90% of the candidates are being examined in the same state. 95%. Only a handful will need to go here and there, which are only one somewhere like that. So don't worry about it. So I hope your queries are sorted out, and we want to see you all on the other side, successful candidates. We would like to see you all as past candidates, right? So, any specific request for change in examination center? Yeah, if there is any specific request for a change in the exam center, then you must send it to the online exit exam portal. Online exit exam portal. This portal will be seen and it will address your concern to the maximum ability possible. Okay? The timing for every station, every slide will be clearly written, so don't worry about it. Results will be declared after 4 or 5 days after every exam, because the papers have to be checked, the OSCE sheets have to be checked, the Viva and the practical will be ready on the same day. OSCE paper has to be checked and the totaling has to be done, and I think on the 4th or 5th day we should be able to announce your result. The font size will be visible to you, yeah, for sure. So cumulative pass has not been, has not been agreed to by the board. So we want you to do your best in both the OSCE and the practical component, because each of them are testing separate items. The knowledge, attitude, judgment, interpretation is being evaluated from the OSCE bit, and the practical component gives many things for analysis or many things for the skills to be seen. So that is how it is essential to see the two separately. Accompanying person, well, they will have to wait according to the space provided by the hospital or the place. If you appear from the exam, it is an attempt. If you appear in the exam, it will be counted as an attempt. If you fail to appear because of certain reason, then it will not be counted as an attempt. Normally, even the absenteeism is counted as an attempt. This time, for the OSCE examination, and due to the COVID-19 situation, we have relaxed that requirement only, not the appearing in the exam, but actually absenting. When you appear in the exam, it is an attempt. There is no negative marking. There is no negative marking. All positive. Everything is positive. All to help you to pass the exam. Well, if someone is accompanying, then you can only use your goodwill to require, because we can't give you for accompanying person. Exam is for you people. You are healthy young people. Suppose there were elderly people coming for exam, I would have given that accompanying person criteria. But all of you are young, healthy people, so can't give you a leeway for that, unfortunately. We will try to do the other exams, but we need to do first the most important exams for those people who have no other degree. MDMS have already got a degree. So who have no other degree to either work as a specialist or appear in the NEET SS exam, that is the first priority. I think everyone will appreciate that. So that is the reason we are doing it in a phased manner and trying to finish this in very challenging circumstances. You know, the circumstances are challenging, cases are increasing, lockdowns are again coming back. So it is a very difficult situation and we need the help of all of you to make sure that this exam is conducted smoothly. Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation from us. You have benefited from this presentation and there have been more questions than appreciations. I can't see any, so can't help, you know, there are so many questions coming. I can only say wish you good luck. God bless you all. Keep safe. You have been Corona warriors in the country and we are all there to make you pass the exam. We want to see you all 100% as pass. Let that message go to every person. This exam is designed to get you a certificate to start your practice in the country as qualified specialists and also to appear for your higher examination, the NEET SS examination. So you will appreciate that to conduct an examination like this is a very, very tall order and for us, you know, to execute it through all the challenges is a very tall order. So many thanks are due to all the examiners, thousands of them who are coming to take your exam just to make sure that you all pass. And all the centers who have agreed to accept to become examination centers where people are refusing because we don't have any real patients. So they have accepted our request and we thank all of them. We thank you also. So have faith in God and relax now. Don't have to get tensed up. You've got a lot of time. You will all do very well. Yes, thank you very much. All of us should stay healthy and safe and God bless us all. So thank you very much. Thank you all of you. Thank you for those lovely comments from all of you. It means a lot to all of us. It encourages us. It encourages my team members who have put in day and night. They are working 7 days in a week. They have got no rest to plan this examination. We are working on every weekend to make this happen. And the reality is going to come in from the next week. So we hope it is executed to the way we have planned it. And we all want to see you pass. So, you know, let us all hope for the best result possible. And God bless you all. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.